I think this is the first time that I've seen Machina kind of come to light in a more competitive event. And what is invoked with the whole Destiny Hero package doing as a competitive deck? Let's go take a look, shall we? 33.8% of you guys have not smashed the crap out of that subscribe and smash it so we can get to 100K. I know the 33.8 has actually been that way all week, so, and the subscriber numbers going up, so thank you guys. Alright, so today we're going to be looking at the luxury gaming breakdown for PAX LCS this past weekend here. Out of top 16, you're going to notice that Invoked was one of the two highest represented decks in this top cut, and that was with Destroy Phoenix Enforcer in quite a chunk of the builds. Now, I've heard talks about players kind of exploring this option IRL, but nothing really kind of caught my attention in like the higher tier events as of late. So that means right now that Invoked, with a nice little splash of Destroy Phoenix Enforcer, looks like it's kind of surfacing into the format here. And then, of course, second best represented deck here was Tri-Brigade. This is a combination of Lyrical Lisk, just pure Tri-Brigade, everything Tri-Brigade related in one little funhouse here. Two best represented decks. The rest of the top cut for this event was just Rogue and Meta. Okay, so we had one Orcust deck in top cut, which been a little while since I've seen Orcust doing anything. Friggin' Adamancipator as well. Sword Swole ended up, yeah, Sword Swole. The Sword Swole deck ended up not being so swole at a 1-of. We had Pendulum, yay, TRIF. Actually was TRIF. Then we had one Machina, or Machina, one Phantom Knights, one Dragon Link, and one Eldritch. What in the world is like the whole encompassing part of this breakdown? Because everything that you would think would be a little bit different, more than you think it'd be more Sword Soul, but it looks like players just kind of chose to play other things, kind of explore and have a little bit more fun with this overall event. So, man, looks like Rogue and New Innovations shipped to this format. It's hard to tell that we're in the same format. Let's go take a look at those deck lists, shall we? Black Friday is actually coming up here, and I wanted to give a quick little shout out here to eWin. They actually have a 20% off code that you'll be able to use up through Black Friday here. You'll be able to save and get your own chair. You guys have seen the chairs. I've had them in a couple videos here. You're wondering why they're not in this video. Actually, they're being used right now for like the office setup in the recording area that I have out there. So once that's all finalized, you'll start to see those more. They are been a great addition to the setup and everything. So guys, I'll leave a link down below. Use IMCO40 and save from eWin. Now, deck list time. The winning deck list out of the PAX LCS was actually Lyricalist Tri-Brigade with Small World, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like that we've kind of taken things up a little bit more of a steady direction with this deck, and I think it's actually kind of nice to see the level of innovation that we can actually explore with this. Small World probably going to continue to go up in price here, so if you guys are planning on picking up Small Worlds, I would do so sooner than later, considering the fact that this was the successful winning deck out of this weekend. Second place was actually frickin' Orcust with Mystic Mine. You guys want to talk about the board breakers here. Oh man, we got the Lightning Storms, the Mystic Mines, and the Dark Royal No Morse built into the deck. We got the Gammas to make sure that we'll be able to stick anything at the opponent, or yeah, stick our good board breakers in case they attempt to negate. Outside that, I see we have a nice little Machina package built into this. But really, seeing levels of innovation like this, of all things, Orcust making it all the way to the grand finals. That's nuts to me, man. Third place here was actually the Invoked package that I was kind of talking about, or the early breakdown here. You get to play Destroy Phoenix Enforcer. There can only be cancer in our format. Oh my gosh. We have Ecclesias built in. Just looking at this deck kind of terrifies me for like the crazy things that I feel like you can accomplish with this. So congratulations to Ben for having third place just in one of the crazier breakdowns of the format here. Fourth place here, once again, we have another Destroy Phoenix Enforcer package here, but instead of seeing those there can only be ones, see that we're way more hand-trapped out of our mind. I see that Maximus here has joined the party. We have those Peekaboos in the side deck so that we can kind of take advantage of the format. Outside of that, I really do think that this deck has the potential to be really scary, especially, you know, as we see more paper events. All right, 5th place here was at Emancipator. I see that we have small worlds built into the deck so that we can get those searching options. I see that they just didn't want to put this deck list in order. I also see that we have the small little resonator package built into the deck. I feel like that's been kind of something a little bit more normal as of late. Standard Auroradon package. Built-in magical Mildred breaker in here as well to make sure that those key plays can actually stick and resolve. Outside of that, I don't really see anything else too interesting here. Mavelus is kind of cute, I suppose. Next up in here, we have 6th place. Another Lyricalisk build. Now, this is way more streamlined. This is what I would say a normal build kind of looks like at the end of the day here. Standard bird package, Apex Avian built in. We are not playing the barrier statue actually in this build. We're just going for the overall Omni negation versus anything else. So heavy hand traps. Yeah, seems like a good time to me. Make sure your opponent doesn't want to have any fun playing the game. 7th place here was actually Pax List, and he ended up being the only Sword Soul player in Top Cut. And I once again see Small World has found its way into the format as well here. I'm not too sure how much I really want to admit to liking Small World in this deck, but generic neg ones to make sure that you can start your combo. Alright, Pack, definitely a more interesting take on the Sword Soul deck. 8th place here is we have another Small World deck list here with Dinotherium, much similar to the 1st place list here. I see that we are also playing Tri-Brigade Oath in here, so Oath feels just very good overall. Looking at how this deck is shaping up, though, this is kind of interesting. I wonder if this will hold, though, as like the defiant popular list for birds, or if Small World will just kind of get dumpstered out back, but we'll have to wait and see, actually. 9th place here was frickin' TRIF Gaming, baby. TRIF coming in here, being like pendulums, and actually smashed through the competition. I'm actually glad to see that TRIF has found a build and was able to find success. If nobody can play pendulums better than TRIF and his crazy antics, I don't know who else I would expect to really top with this deck. But I'm actually very happy to see just, what is this, just Dagda Turbo, effectively at this point. Make Scythe go to town. Alright, next place here is 10th place. This is Machina. So we have what appears to be the Metal Crunchers, we have the actual frickin' copies of the Fortress, or yeah, the Heavenly Sky Prison, to protect all of our back row. Alright, so we've just effectively streamlined basic defense, and big Machina monsters laugh at the opponent. Alright, doesn't surprise me. If Skill Drain was at multiples here, this might potentially be one of the scariest decks in the format. Alright, next up here is actually 11th place, and I think that, once again, we see Small World in our Invoke deck. This time, same thing, Destroy Phoenix Enforcer. You guys really do love Small World, don't you? If there's anything I learned from this LCS, it's just, play Small World and everything, George. It'll have good results. It's just, but where's the Sword Soul at, though? Alright, outside of that, yeah. Prepare to watch Small World go up through the roof in the next couple of days, I guess. 12th place here was actually Tri-Brigade. This looks like the most normalist Tri-Brigade deck that I've seen. We have the Kalanistas in here, we have the Obedience Schools, so you can take advantage of those turbo summons, okay? Standard rank 2 package built in here, and of course, Yield standard extra deck. I wish I could be more excited for this deck, but it's kind of just how it feels at this point in time. This deck is just very, very normal at the end of the day, so I'm glad to see it's still functioning though. 13th place here was, yes, Invoke to destroy Phoenix Enforcer. This one with no Small Worlds, though, ladies and gentlemen. I do see, once again, Maximus is in here. I think we're at a point now that Maximus can still come in and ruin the current format. I think that's actually kind of cool. Alright, so shoutouts to ASHTON KUTCHER here. Actually, outside of that, I don't see anything else too much that sticks out to me, at least in terms of this variant. Alright, next up here we have 14th place. And once again, ooh, this one's Phantom Knights. Okay. With Destroy Phoenix Enforcer. Destroy Phoenix Enforcer goes in everything, George. I see the Scythe is in the side deck. We're actually siding the Dagda package for this particular deck. That's kind of interesting. I know most builds I feel like would want that. I see we're still playing the Call by the Grave. A lot of people have kind of cut that card. Outside of that, this feels, once again, pretty normal for what you would expect out of the Phantom Knight package. 15th place here, let's see here. This was Dragon Link. Wow, Dragon Link actually didn't do so well this event. I mean, I guess considering the fact that every board was like Macabre, Destroy Phoenix Enforcer with like potential Winda on the side, you're probably just looking at your opponent every game going, oh. So I can understand why Dragon Link would have a hard time in such an anti-fun format for this deck. But outside of that, this feels very standard for Dragon Link. I mean, nothing too crazy here. 1 chamber, 2 tidings. It's all pretty much the normal stuff at this point. Next up here, 16th place was Eldritch. Standard 26 traps actually. Alright, protect the board. But the only monster that this particular build opted to play was just the Golden Lord himself. You see we have the double Heavenly Sky Prison in the side deck, and the Lava Golems for those board-breaking potentials in the side deck. Outside of that, I would say this is kind of normal here for the whole Eldritch package, ladies and gentlemen. So guys, what do you think about the breakdown for this LCS? Please leave a comment about what you guys next. Make sure you smash the crap without subscribing so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. And I'll see your beautiful faces back here later on the day with some more cool awesome content. Peace out, guys. Thank you, patrons, for making the ride never truly end. Without you guys' support, well, I would probably be doing Truffle Shuffle videos for a living. Guys, please check out Vanquill40 for all of your Cardfight Vanguard content brought to you by Vanquill40. And if you are looking to pick up singles, check out mcgames.com for your trading card game needs. Thanks for watching, everybody.